Hello, everybody. I hope everybody's doing great. Um, we are continuing on with our series on the Dan Markel case. It's the case that keeps on giving. That's what Granny likes to say, right? um, to give you a background for some of you who may not know, but I do encourage you to go back. This is episode 2. We're going to do as many episodes as we need because there is a lot of information on this case. So I encourage you to go back, look at episode 1, but I will give you kind of a breakdown, at the beginning of each interview, just to kind of give you an overview. So Dan Markel was born on October 9th, 1972. He was a Canadian-born attorney and a law professor, very accomplished law professor. He actually worked at the faculty of Florida State University. He was married to Wendy Adelson, and both Dan and Wendy were Jewish. Okay, Dan was more devout, followed the Jewish teachings than Wendy did, kind of thing. But as far as what you could eat, that kind of stuff. I mean, he really went into detail with everything, which is okay. I mean, some people are like that, but Wendy wasn't quite to that degree. Okay. Dan was unalived in Tallahassee, Florida in 2014 in an unalive for hire, motivated by child custody issues following his divorce from Wendy Adelson. Wendy is a clinical law professor and child advocate, she was also employed at Florida State University at that time. 4 individuals have been convicted in the case. What's really weird is Charlie Adelson, her brother, Wendy's brother, was convicted of first-degree murder, conspiracy to commit unaliving, and solicitation of unaliving, and sentenced to life in prison plus an additional 30 years each for the conspiracy and solicitation convictions. Sigfredo Garcia was found guilty of first-degree murder and conspiracy to commit unaliving and sentenced to life in prison. Gosh, you guys, I keep catching myself. And after a mistrial in her original trial, Catherine Magbanua was found guilty of first-degree unaliving, conspiracy to commit unaliving, and solicitation of unaliving in a retrial and sentenced to life in prison, plus 2 consecutive 30-year sentences. Luis Rivera pled guilty to second-degree unaliving and was sentenced to 19 years in prison. Okay? And we'll get into all of the nuances of those 4. Now, Donna Adelson, who is Wendy Adelson's mother, Charlie Adelson's mother, was arrested at the Miami International Airport on a warrant from Leon County, flying to Vietnam, a country with no extradition treaty with the U.S. She is charged with first-degree unaliving, conspiracy to commit unaliving, and solicitation of unaliving. Originally scheduled to start trial on September 17th. Her trial is now expected to happen, I think, in February of 2025. Neither Dan Markel's ex-wife, Wendy, nor Wendy Adelson's father, Harvey Adelson, neither of them have been charged, but both have been named by prosecutors as conspirators in the unaliving. Okay? Not a good situation, guys. And this all happened on July 18th, 2014 is when it happened. Dan actually passed away on the 19th. he was pew-pewed in the face, I guess. So that's kind of the overview of it all. And where we ended on episode 1 was we were watching Wendy Adelson's police interrogation, which kind of gives us a little bit of an overview. It gives us a little bit of, I don't know, our idea of what Wendy is like, right? And I think it's important to watch the whole thing because there's information that comes out, And so, we'll watch a little bit of it. I'll stop. We'll discuss it, and and we'll just keep moving on in this case because there is just so much to go over before we get up to the point where Donna has her trial, and then we will cover that as well. Okay? So let's share my screen. Gonna take this down. By the way, this is Wendy Adelson. Pretty recently. Okay. I forgot to mention in this episode that they did have 2 boys. Okay. And there are pictures out on the internet showing the boys' faces. I just won't do that because they are innocent in all this, right? They got caught up in between Dan and Wendy's problems, and that's just not fair. It's not fair to them. So let's go ahead, present my screen. We are going to watch, hang on. I forgot to pull it up. My computer was acting up, so I restarted it. And forgot to pull that back up again. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. All right. Share my screen.
Good life.
Okay. You gave me a name of Matt Price, who's in DC.
That's his best friend.
Is that an attorney?
He's an attorney, yeah. I'm sorry you have to deal with so many lawyers.
That's okay, I'm used to it. I got to deal with the state attorney's office, public defender's office, private attorneys.
The only time I've ever been in this, I represent victims of crime. I represent immigrant victims of crime, so it's the only time I've ever been in this building.
Okay.
Advocating for my clients.
And the other friend?
The other friend is Josh Berman, also attorney. He's in New York City.
A city attorney for New York?
No, he's private. They're both private.
Okay.
And they were like the historic best friends.
Okay.
From college and law school.
And then of course Alex is up in Cairo.
I know, I'm assuming they're close. I know that he sleeps over at their house a lot with the kids.
Okay.
I don't know if it's because the kids really love to play together or because they're close, but they spend a lot of time together. I'm sure they're close.
All right. Okay.
Danny's pretty religious, so like he'd be connected with like rabbis and stuff in town too.
Okay. All right. Which synagogue does he go to?
He goes to 2. The one he's most strongly affiliated with is Shomrei Torah. And by the way, if you get a nod that I can use the bathroom, I could really use it. So
I'm gonna make that happen
I'm not
right
gonna
now.
die, but if I could just, that'd be great.
Trying to do it back to
I don't know why the sound went down on that one. It's the video, guys. It's not me, for change. I'm just waiting to see if it comes back on.
When you say Wednesday overnight,
There we go.
It
Wednesday,
means like if it's a mommy week, then
Right.
they're with you all week, except Wednesday night they'd go to Danny.
Okay.
If it's a Danny week,
right?
so they're with him all week, except Wednesday night they came to me.
All right, and then so Wednesday night
That's
they.
the last time, I didn't tell you this, but I thought about it in the bathroom. I didn't have an interaction with him, but that's the last time I saw him was Wednesday. I picked up the kids and I was going to take them to Whole Foods.
Okay.
And I saw Danny working on his computer in the window of the Whole Foods, and I took him to BurgerFi instead.
Oh.
Because he and I were, divorced,
Right.
and interactions with him were hard. And it was my one day with the kids, and I thought, well, if we go inside, it's gonna be like all of us together, and I wanted time by myself
That's fine.
with them. So I took them, but that's the last time I saw him. So I saw him sitting there Wednesday afternoon working.
He was inside Whole Foods.
He was inside Whole Foods with
Okay.
his computer, like,
Okay.
writing.
And the kids came out.
The kids didn't see him.
Okay.
We were just about to enter. I saw him. I thought, oh, my one day with the kids,
Okay.
and so I went and got burgers instead.
To the BurgerFi. Okay. All right. So then Thursday
I got a call.
you got called about the alarm. Had you had any contact with the kids during that time?
On Thursday, I had them Wednesday night. I brought them to school on Thursday, and then, no, not after I dropped them off.
Okay.
And there's a record at school of like when you log in, so I probably dropped them off a little before 9, but they could tell you what
Okay.
time.
All right. And then so then he kept them last night,
Mhm.
Thursday night, and then he would have driven.
I did want to just tell you guys as well that this video and the audio are off. I don't know why. I started it and restarted it, and that didn't help anything. So the video must have been the way it was when Law and Crime got it. But just to let you know, it is. That's why I put up the closed captions, so we could kind of tell what was going on, because it's hard to listen to the audio and watch her face because they don't match up.
Driven them to school.
Mhm.
What time does he normally drop them off at school?
It varies. Sometimes he has breakfast with him. I got the call from him. It was 9:04, I think.
Right.
So he must have already just dropped them off and was probably driving from school to the gym, and that's why he was saying, "Going to this class. I'll touch base with you after."
Okay. All right. And then no contact after that.
We had some texting contact. That's when I was saying that my last contact wasn't very nice. I was saying, well, I wanted to pick them up at 3, and he was saying, well, you are only allowed them after 4:30. And I was like, well, what about last week? I picked them up at 5, and he said I was just being nice. And I said, I guess nice was fun while it lasted.
Okay.
That's the last thing I said to him.
Okay. All right. His parents and his family, do you have contacts for them in your phone?
I have contacts for at least one of them.
Okay.
I think I've been recently deleting them just because they don't call me. But at least one of them, I can tell you his, like, I don't know whether it's his dad's name. His parents are actually recently divorced.
Okay. We'll get the phone. We'll get the phone back. You can supply those numbers.
Okay.
All right. And then we'll attempt to contact them.
Oh my God.
Find out where they're at least in Canada.
It's just the worst thing you could have happen.
No, I gotta ask you something. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you own a gun?
No.
Have you ever owned a gun? Have you ever fired a gun?
I think I went skeet shooting about 12 years ago.
Okay. Nothing since then. Does Danny own a gun?
Not that I know of, but maybe since I left. He didn't own a gun when I was with him.
Never had a gun around, or
No.
did he ever talk about buying a gun or anything?
He would talk about it, but he's a criminal law professor.
Right.
So sometimes he would talk about things just like
Okay.
to have a discussion about, like,
Okay.
should we have a gun in the home? Is it dangerous?
Right.
As far as I knew, there was no gun in the house.
Okay. You don't know anybody that he owed money to? You don't know anyone?
me.
I know, besides you. But And that was under court order, I'm
It's,
assuming.
yeah, and we have lawyers, and he very much respects, as do I, the legal system, you know,
Right.
so it was working its way through.
Okay.
But anyone he owes money to, I mean, he doesn't gamble, he doesn't drink, like, he doesn't have any vices, he doesn't
Right.
do anything weird. I can't imagine.
What was
I mean, I
that
think
poor
he
guy?
annoys people with his like legal academia, but I think like in the ivory tower here,
Right.
not like, I don't think he owed money to anyone. I can't imagine.
Okay. I really, I mean, unless you have something I can't think of, I'm looking for some reason that someone would want to hurt him.
Not just hurt him.
Right.
I mean,
I know, but the intention.
I could see one of my friends wanting to shake him.
Right.
Like, God,
Right.
no, no. I don't know who would do this, and I'm very scared because I don't understand why this would happen. He and I got along fine for the sake of the kids. You heard the message where he was like, well, maybe we'll just take a walk around school. And
Right.
I mean, I found him hard to be around, but so did a lot of people. They all knew he meant well. He was a decent, good human being. He wouldn't hurt anybody. He would never do this to anybody. I don't know who would want to hurt him like this. I really don't.
All right. I need to ask you, was your divorce,
So, guys, do you believe her? I'm curious. You know, from what we're hearing now, it sounds like she did conspire. But in my opinion, I need to see evidence of that or hear evidence in the trial before I can make up my mind about that. I wish the video was of a better quality, but a lot of times those interrogation rooms don't have the best cameras, you know. Some are excellent and some are just trash, and this one's not good at all. Probably somewhere in the middle. But I feel like we can't see close enough to see if there are real tears, right? Because that tells us a lot. Okay.
you said before it had nothing to do with infidelity, no extramarital affairs or anything like that.
Neither one of us.
It was just simply the fact that you all just didn't get along anymore, or was it just the fact that he was belligerent to you?
He never hurt me physically, but he was emotionally abusive.
Okay.
And I didn't tell most people that. So all most people know is it just didn't work out, and it's just the kids are young, and this is just better this way. So other than my family, who saw the way he treated me, most people were, well, I think his family was very surprised. He told everyone around the community that I was mentally ill because only a crazy person would leave him. And
Okay.
so there's a lot.
Only a crazy person would leave him, huh?
But, you know, who would, yeah, so that, I mean, that's it. The circumstances, plain and simple, were it just wasn't a really healthy marriage, and I thought it'd be better for the boys if they didn't grow up thinking that's the way you treat women. But he didn't hit me, he didn't hit them, he didn't have a drug problem, he didn't gamble, he didn't cheat on me, I didn't cheat on him. There's no other, I keep thinking the only like unknown I can think of is like Amy's ex-husband. Like, is he still in the picture? Is he upset?
Right.
Danny, I defriended him from Facebook because I found it too upsetting to like see intermittent pictures of the kids. But I wonder, he's very, very public on Facebook about like where he is, when he's traveling, where he's going, and so I wonder if he's got pictures up of him and Amy, and if there's a jealous ex-husband in the...
Do you know where this ex-husband would be?
He'd be in New York too.
Is he also an attorney?
I don't even know his name.
Okay.
I just know when Amy came down here, they went over a mutual friend of ours. It's a guy that works at the law school, this guy Jay, and his wife Dory is a good friend of mine, and they have kids, my kid's age. And I said to her, I remember saying, so what's she like, like she met her before I did, and she said, she's really nice, and she's, very sweet, and she's recently divorced too, so she knows how awkward all of this is to meet the new person.
Okay.
I don't know, and I'm scared.
Okay. Have you had anything happen at your house?
No.
Nothing?
Uh-uh.
And the information for Best Buy for the service tech that was there, that's at your house?
Mm-hmm. I'd be happy. I mean, if someone wants to
we'll
come back
get
with
that.
me.
We'll get that. And that was basically from when he came out there to serve, well, I guess to replace the
He
TV.
came out to fix it and then told me that what was wrong with it wasn't fixable.
Right.
And so I called Charlie to find out, should I buy a new one or should I fix
Right.
this one? And he was like, just buy a new one. And
And once he left, do you remember what time the serviceman left?
probably around 10,
10.
before 10.
Okay.
And then I left by 12.
But between that time, between 10 and 12,
So, guys, that whole interaction about the TV, keep it in mind, okay?
you were by yourself working on your papers and stuff.
Yeah.
Were you doing on papers or computer?
It was all on computer,
Okay.
and that's what I was thinking. I sent some edits in to someone at the law library
All right.
during that time.
Okay.
I called a few friends, I sent some texts. I mean, all of that'll be
On the phone?
on the phone.
Or did you call from your house phone?
I don't have a house phone.
Okay, you use all your communications is over your cell phone?
Yeah,
Do you have more than one cell phone?
no.
Okay. All right. I'm going to introduce you to a victim advocate. She's going to be very helpful. And she's going to, once the phone comes back, she'll get the numbers for his folks. You're saying everybody's in Canada, is that correct, on his side of the family?
His family's in Canada.
Okay, Alberta,
No,
Quebec?
his mom and dad, his immediate family is in Toronto.
Okay,
His aunts and uncles and cousins are all in Montreal. Everyone's English speaking.
okay.
Any family no family in the States. They're all in Canada.
And that's where he's from originally?
He's from there. He came here for college and never left. So he's 41 and he's been here since he was 18.
Did he go to FSU for law school?
No,
Okay. Where did he go to law school?
Harvard.
Harvard, okay. And then he got a position as a professor.
We moved up here for his job.
So you were in New York too?
No. I've never lived in New York.
Oh.
I was actually at University of Miami going to law school. We met, we got engaged, and then I was going to do my last year of law school up here. So in 2005, we moved here. He was a professor and I was a student for one more year. And then we moved back to Miami for a year, and then we moved here for a year. The reason why I say his parents are going to say I did it is because after we got divorced, I wanted to move to South Florida. And I filed a petition to relocate in the court, and the court said no. So
Because of the kids?
yeah. So you can always leave, you just can't leave with your kids. So, so we're in Tallahassee because of Danny's job. So
He taught at UM before he came up here?
he didn't. He had that year at FSU, and then UM said they wanted to hire him, so I worked there for a year. He worked there for half a year. We commuted back and forth to FSU, and then UM didn't hire him, and so we moved back to FSU, and I've been here since the 07 school year.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna go get the victim advocate, all right, and introduce you to her. And as soon as we get your phone back, I'll probably want you to show me some of those text messages. I know it's going to be on the record,
Okay.
but I may want to ask you that, and then we'll try to get everything expedited so you can be there when your kids get picked up from school.
Right, because the alternative would be like a police officer.
Yeah, we don't want to do
Scary.
that. I want you to come pick them up.
Instead of a police officer, if it can't be me, I'd rather it be like a family friend or something.
Well, we could do that too.
Okay,
if
I'm
you'd
just
rather.
saying,
Yeah.
I do not want, I think they'll get really scared. If
No,
the
all
officer taking
the
them.
officer's done is checked on your children and made
Okay.
sure they're at school. We just had to find out where they were and where you were. Okay?
Yeah.
All right, I'll be right
Okay,
back.
okay. I can put my IDs away?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Wonder what's going through her head, guys. What do you think? If you're not familiar with the case, let me know what you think is going through her head. And if you are, I want to know.
Wendy, this is Sarah Latour.
Hi,
She's
Sarah.
Victim Advocate.
How are you?
Here, I'm gonna come sit over here on this side of you if you don't mind. So I'll have to meet you under these circumstances.
I'm usually a lot more fun.
Okay. I've been trying to kind of find some next of kin information on his parents.
Do you want their names?
Yes, that would be helpful.
His dad is Phil Markel.
And they're in Canada, correct?
They're in Canada. They're in Toronto.
Toronto.
Uh-huh.
She wants to talk.
Okay. His mom's name is Ruth Markel.
Mm-hmm. Are they married still?
They just got divorced. They're 70. They just got divorced after like 30-something years of marriage.
And when you say they're 70, are they in good health 70?
Mhm. Yeah, they're young. They're like,
70, but not 70.
my dad just turned 70 and they're young with 70.
Okay. So they wouldn't live together?
I don't think they're living together.
Okay.
Truthfully, Danny and I got divorced in the last 2 years and they separated in the last 2 years. So
Okay.
I'm fuzzy on the
And
details.
that's okay, and you were going through your thing, and they were probably going through theirs at the same time.
Yeah. I have that skirt.
Do you?
It's pretty.
I'm sure that I got my hat. A lot of people do.
He has a sister that he's really close with.
Is she in Canada too? And what's her name?
Her name's Shelly Markel.
Is Shelley short for something?
It's not.
Okay. Does she have an EY in there, or is it
No,
just?
it's Shelly. I'm sure you do this all the time as your job, but like I cannot believe this is happening.
These are Dan's parents.
It's not a normal situation to be in, and it's never easy or anything like that. So all your emotions and stuff you're feeling are okay right now, okay?
I'm so worried about my kids. I don't know how I'm gonna tell them what happened.
And you know what,
They're so little.
and you know, it is difficult sometimes for little kids because their perceptions of realities.
They love their dad.
Of course they do.
I'm sorry, you can ask me questions.
No,
I'm
no,
just-
you're fine. Talk to me about what you want to talk to me about.
It's fine. I'll tell you what you
No, you're good though. Like, I want to be here for you too. Like, it's very shocking.
I just like I can't believe this is happening. I don't understand and I'm very scared because if this can happen, like what if someone's gonna come after the kids? Like who did this and why would he do this?
And from what they're missing, they haven't had any indications of that.
Do you think someone can watch the house where I'm gonna be with the kids tonight to make sure that nobody comes after us?
We'll discuss kind of that type of stuff. I'm gonna make sure that they know all your concerns and fears. Okay?
I just
take stuff one step at a time right now. I know it's hard.
I don't know how I'm gonna tell them.
You know, I can tell you this. I think it's gonna be best coming from you. You're their mother. And you seem very educated and put together. And it sounds like you've gone through a lot the past 2 years.
And but the kids have been doing so well with everything. They're really like happy, well-adjusted kids. They have so many people in their life that
you all are
love
doing
them.
the right thing.
And I get why I would be a suspect, but the idea that we were divorced, but the idea that I would ever do anything is like, I understand why they need to check, but
And
I don't.
So I do find that very strange. I'm not sure that that would even cross my mind that I would be a suspect in that kind of circumstance, right? I mean, I, I think that I would be too upset to be thinking like that. I don't know. I mean, I could be wrong, but she actually, I know why I would be, be a suspect, but maybe, maybe because she's a lawyer and she sees, I don't know. I'm trying to figure this out because I don't know if I would have responded that way. You know, I mean, I have a bachelor's, but I'm not a lawyer. So I don't know if I would have responded like that. It's kind of weird.
I don't know who would though. I don't know who would do this. I could see why they would think it would be me.
Well, and I don't think, and did Investigator Isom talk to you at all about like what your role is in this?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out.
And a lot of times they do stuff just to kind of cancel you out too.
It's fine. I understand.
Okay.
I understand. I just can't believe this is happening. So I do best with being helpful. So why don't you tell me what I can do to help you?
Okay. Well, give me the parents' names. I know you probably, if you have any of their phone numbers, I know you don't right now, probably from memory either.
It's in my phone.
Right.
I don't remember them.
So we'll wait for.
They lived in Toronto, and I didn't have a really close relationship.
In that situation, if my phone was already taken away from me, I'd be like, I'm sorry, I would need my phone back. Or if you guys want to look in my phone, you're looking at it anyway, get their numbers from there because, yeah, who remembers numbers anymore? I mean, I think that's few and far between, right? Unless you've got like a photographic memory or something. I think the average person just relies on their contacts in their cell phone nowadays, right?
Okay. With them before the divorce, and after the divorce, it's been, I've sent his sister like happy birthday messages, but it's not close, and so I don't.
Right, you didn't have a reason to really have communication with them, and that's okay.
Okay, so other than their names.
Right, that's probably all you really.
No, I'm asking like, what can I do?
Let's see. You can, worry about you and your boys. Start thinking who would be someone that you want here for you that's here in Tallahassee now.
What do you mean here for me? Like for what?
For support for you, because you're gonna have to go.
I'd really like my family to come.
Okay.
They're not here, but
where are they located?
I'm just so upset right now that I'm worried about parenting effectively. And so if my parents were here, they could help me. They're really close with the kids, and so they could help me. I feel like you and I look a little bit alike. Do you see this as you're looking at my face?
You have very pretty blue eyes. They're much bluer than mine.
But I feel like, anyway, it's like looking at my sister.
Where the heck did that come from? I feel like you and I look a little bit alike. What? I do not get that, do you? I don't.
Similar hair. I must look awesome right now, but when I'm not in crisis, I'd really like my parents to be here and help me with the kids.
And so for my information, what are your parents' names?
I feel like I should be the one to tell them.
No, I don't want. I'm not going to go tell them. I'm just more of, as this time goes on, right? When you're referring to people, I want to know. Who
Sure. My parents' names are Donna and Harvey Adelson.
And did you say they were in Florida?
They are. They're splitting. They're sort of in the process of retiring.
Okay.
I mean, semi. So they work together. They're super happy and in love. 40 plus years in, so they live in Coral Springs for part of the week and then in Miami for part of the week. So today is Friday and they're in Miami.
Okay, so is Miami like their weekend home then for them?
My brother Charlie got this place for them to sort of have them try living in Miami. So sometimes on the weekends they all hang out together. So they'll be there.
And like I said, I'm not gonna notify your parents or do anything like that. I was just, like I said, getting that more of just so.
For future, yeah.
And do you have anyone in Tallahassee that you consider your go-to person here?
I have a lot of, I'm not saying this to be bragging, I have like a number of people that
You have
I
a
feel
good network.
I do. The person who feels most like family is my friend Lynn.
Lynn? Okay.
She's just a bit older than me, and I'm very close with her family. She's 4 kids, and I'm kind of like an aunt to the twin girls. I'd really love for Lynn to be around.
Okay. What's Lynn's last name?
Grossman.
S-S-M-A-N?
Yeah,
Okay, she's here locally.
she is. Yeah, she lives right down, really close to me.
What are your 2 boys' names? I know.
My older son is turning 5 on the 29th. His name's Benjamin.
I just, it's about 10 past 4, so I know we're gonna need to start making arrangements as far as if you want somebody to pick your kids up and take them home, that type of thing, so Sarah can, if you wanna figure that out, just because I think he said that they had to be picked up by about 5 or so.
Yeah,
Okay.
thank you.
So, something to
Okay,
just think about
okay,
what we
thank
want
you.
to get on.
What should we do about that?
What do you think would be, do you have any, because you probably have, they're younger, right? So probably
They're 3.5 and 5.
So they probably
They're
started
in
on
car
boosters.
seats.
Okay.
They're in car seats. I am in shock right now, so I could probably be functional to like drive a
can help.
car.
Well, I can help with kind of that type of stuff. Do you have a friend do you want?
I mean, I would, if Lynn is here, I don't know if she's in town. It's Friday.
Yes.
I don't know if she's in town this weekend. If
Okay.
she is, I would love for her to be with
Lynn would be
me.
your person? Okay.
Yeah,
And then if Lynn's not, do you have a kind of backup person you would think?
I do. I have a lot of friends who have kids, so they have their own responsibilities. My friend Jane, who actually I think used to be a victim advocate.
Okay.
Jane would be a really good choice. Jane McPherson.
Okay. You probably, and I might be able to get these numbers, but you
Because she
think.
doesn't have kids, it's all on my phone.
I know, it's okay. I know, I don't have anything memorized either. So.
Other close friends that I would have be with me right now. I have this really close friend whose husband died last year, who was a kid, and we spend a lot of time together, so she'd understand, but I don't want to do that to her.
Okay. Well, and I think maybe between Lynn and Jane.
Hopefully
maybe
one
we
of
can
them.
get- Okay.
Oh, Jane might be traveling. It's just summer, people
Okay,
are traveling
it's
all the
okay.
time.
I understand.
Who else might be here?
What do you think Lynn and Jane would be kind of a good start?
Yeah.
What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go check and see how long on your phone. So that way we can kind of start working on those things.
Okay.
Some things for you to think about, when you meet your boys. And I'm sorry, it's really hard.
I just don't know how I'm gonna tell them that.
Well, you know your boys better than anyone else does, right?
Right now, they were expecting, I don't know if Danny told them or not, the plan was he was gonna take them swimming this afternoon, which was sort of out of the ordinary.
Okay.
Normally, I would just pick him up, but I think he's leaving town for the weekend, I just think he wanted extra time with the kids, so
Right.
he was gonna take them to Truesdale and bring them to my house. So
Okay.
sometimes plans change.
Right.
Like sometimes his flights are delayed from New York and the kids say, I thought, they call him Abba, which means father in Hebrew. They'd say, I thought this was an Abba day. What are you doing here?
Okay.
And I'd say, well, Abba's flight was late, so it's gonna be a mommy day for a little while. So if there was a plan they were expecting, it would have been the go to the pool plan, but
Okay.
they knew that it was time to be with me, so.
Okay, so I knew they were gonna transition into
So
a mommy
normal
time.
for them would have been mommy all weekend,
Okay.
mommy all week, and then Wednesday Abba.
Okay.
But you were saying, so for them, this is what they expect, is I think for me to come pick them up, it's very normal.
Okay.
I don't know if I can drive a car right now.
And that's why we're gonna try to see some friends, kind of try to work out what options we can to help you, so you might not have to do that, okay?
Okay.
So let me go check on your phone,
Okay.
and then I'll come back and kind of let you know and see maybe how long that'll take, or see if I can find some phone numbers.
My two friends that I was with for lunch when they came and found me, how did they find where I was?
I have no
Also,
idea.
I mean, did they just search for my car? Like, I'm just amazed. I was eating with two girlfriends. They're both psychiatrists.
Okay.
So they'd probably be good people to talk to.
Okay.
One of them is a child psychiatrist, so I just
So
feel
she
like
might be a good person to talk to, especially about.
how to talk to the boys.
Okay. I'm gonna be right back.
I'm fine. As
I know,
fine as I'm
I
gonna
know.
be, so I'm fine.
It's an awful lot of discussion going into how she's going to get her kids. I've always been the type of person that no matter how upset I am, if I have something to do that's important like that, I'm going to suck it up and go do it. You know, I mean, that's just me. I realize not everybody's like that, but, ugh, you know, if it meant either me going or the police going to pick up my kids, I'd be going. I'd be going. Nobody would be, yeah, wouldn't want my kids to be afraid like that. You know, can you imagine that? No, no, it just would not happen. Not at all. And the sound is out again.
We're trying to be as efficient as possible. All right, so we're working on the
Yep, Joanna's trying to make contact now with some friends.
okay, and then they'll come here hopefully. Okay.
Hopefully, as long as she can get.
Do you think I need to, I had like a whole weekend of plans ahead with the kids and stuff, like, should I start contacting people and let them know that like I can't,
Just,
what's a good idea? I just, like, I can't show up for like play dates right now, so.
sure, yeah.
I don't know, like, do you want me not to tell people what's going on? Is this like,
Well,
I got that call from Lisa Carey, so like, how did she find out?
well, she said she saw something in the neighborhood or heard
She
something,
said she
right?
heard there was a shooting on Trescott. I thought because she's a real estate agent, maybe she was
Right.
rolling around and she saw Trescott, but how did, like, is it on the news? Like, did,
Well, I can tell you that there was news media out there with cameras, but I don't know if anything has been reported as to the specific address.
okay.
I don't know what our public information office has released.
I'm asking for you, like,
Okay.
I don't want to like make this,
She wants to know what she can tell people or what she can't right now.
which, in
Well,
terms of making things better or worse for you.
I would say that for right now, I would not deny to anybody that something did happen, but
But
you
if
could.
I'm gonna call and cancel all my, like, I'm supposed to be at a party
Right.
tonight, like,
Okay, I can't, basically I can't go, there's been an incident
so I
that's
can
happened
just
in front
tell
of
people, I'm just not gonna be able to be
Right.
there, I'll talk to you later, and that's
Right,
it.
that's
Okay,
me. That's fine,
okay,
yeah. I don't want you not to have a support network of friends.
yeah,
And
well, I
and
will
you-
tell who needs to know, but like,
Right.
I also, I don't,
You want to
I
explain
don't-
this to 1,000 people.
well, it's not about, it's yes, but I don't think that's good for the kids, like, I don't want people, I don't know what to do about, like, the kids are really young, I don't know what to do in terms of that reaction, but I also am kind of scared that there's like some maniac out there, and I would like for you to find whoever that is, so I don't want to make things worse in some way in terms of you being able to find someone.
Okay.
That's
right.
all I'm asking.
Just, I would just only tell the
Just-
people that need to know, that are
Okay.
closest to you for your benefit. And anyone else, if they inquire, you can tell them any excuse you want. You can say, the police have asked me not to discuss it.
Okay,
It's as simple as that.
I'll throw you under the bus.
Okay, I'm used to that.
Okay. That's it, I swear, I'm just blowing my nose.
You're all right.
Sarah, your job is very hard.
It is.
You have a very nice personality for it. Very calming.
Thank you for saying that. That's kind of how I sell myself sometimes on doing this.
It's
so.
really hard. Do you know Gwen?
Gwen Williams?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. To be honest with you, I think you did a presentation at a Red Cross human trafficking.
Sure, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Because I
At Salvation Army?
Yes.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that was me.
Yeah, I thought so. Because when they were kind of telling me, you know, who I was going to be talking with, I was like, that sounds familiar.
Then I had the boys there that morning, and that's why I like talked
And I remembered you talking about your boys actually too.
Well, it's good to see you again.
Sorry, under these circumstances.
I feel like I'm in the middle of a nightmare.
This isn't something that anyone plans on going through or wants to go through.
We were
so
divorced. It wasn't good, but like, this is never something you would ever want to happen.
Guys, I am so frustrated by the fact that I can't see her face good. That's so frustrating to me. Really frustrating to me. Because it would tell us a lot, right? You know, we are going to, at some point before our next video, I'm going to go through the rest of this and maybe pick out clips instead of watching it all verbatim. Because honestly, there's a lot of like downtime in here where they're not talking about stuff that matter to the case. They're talking about going and picking up her children, that kind of thing. And I mean, her fear for her children, that kind of stuff, that's important, right? I mean, that is important. And she's saying that she doesn't want to do anything to jeopardize the case. You know, she's saying all the right things. That's why I so wish I could see her face better to know really what's going on. I did watch a little bit of her testimony during Charlie's trial. But I didn't know the background at that time, what all went on. So these are first reactions with you guys, okay? I mean, I know the overall of the case, but I am watching this stuff with you, first reaction, just to see what's going on. This case has so much, you know, it veers off this way and it veers off that way. And when Charlie slept with, or his girlfriend was sleeping with her live-in boyfriend, the father of her 2 kids, and he's the one that allegedly shot Dan, right? And his friend, the kingpin, also was involved. And I mean, there's just so much here. And not only that, but Wendy's ex-boyfriend says that she knew about Dan. So, I mean, it's just crazy, guys. There's just so much that we've got to go through here. And you know, I mean, I know it's not funny. I'm laughing because we have to kind of take it step by step, right? And the first part was to kind of watch her interrogation, see what she was doing. But I think the thing to remember first and foremost is that this man lost his life. His life should not have been taken from him. You know, and if it was just because she wanted to move and he wouldn't let her, that's awful. If it was concerning divorce issues, come on. why can't people grow up and do everything they can to get along for the children's sake? Right? Why is that such a hard thing? I don't know. I'm going to leave it at there for now. But we will pick it up again on the next episode. And I think, I'll just maybe show clips from this one and then of anything that may be important out of the rest of it, And then we will start in on the actual people that are involved, the girlfriend, her boyfriend, and his friend. And then Charlie, and finally Donna, because Donna is the one that's going on trial next. And who knows if it's going to end there? Don't know, right? So I want to leave you with our grannyism for today. You can go wrong by being too skeptical as readily as by being too trusting. You can go wrong by being too skeptical as readily as by being too trusting. Got to be a balance, right, guys? Got to be a balance. All right. We will see you on the next one. Thank you for watching another episode of Granny's Crime Busters. We really appreciate each and every one of you. Don't forget to subscribe and like and even share the content. You can follow us on any of our other social media platforms at YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. We really appreciate you guys, and you can also email us at grannyscrimebusters@gmail.com. Thank you so much, and we will see you on the next one. Thanks, guys.